Let's bring in Senior Editor at Large of Newsweek, Josh Hammer, and GOP pollster and messaging strategist, Brent Buchanan. Thank you both for joining us. This is the state of play at the moment. Marco Rubio has been confirmed to be Secretary of State, John Ratcliffe as CIA Director, Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defence, Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary, Scott Bessent as Treasury Secretary, Sean Duffy as Transportation Secretary, Doug Burgum as Interim Secretary, and Lee Zeldin as EPA Director. But many of the nominees are still yet to be confirmed. Josh, you've been following politics closely for a long time. I want to get your thoughts on the hearings and what a joke they've become, and why are these confirmations taking so long?
Well, look, Democrats are trying to gum up the works by whatever means necessary for the very simple reason that they have nothing else to do, Gabrielle. I mean, they don't have a substantive agenda. They don't even know what their agenda consists of right now. I mean, this is a party that is in about as deep as a disarray as they have ever been in their entire modern history. In fact, there was a recent Quinnipiac University poll, that's a reputable center-left pollster here in America, that showed that only 31% of Americans currently view the Democratic Party favorably compared to 57% of Americans who view the Democratic Party unfavorably. That 26-point underwater gap is literally the worst margin in the entire history of modern polling when it comes to Democrats. So they are in really, really bad shape right now. And I think you're basically seeing that in these hearings. They're basically just shouting at the nominees. They're spewing out a whole lot of nonsense because they're very frustrated and they don't really know what else to do. And the reason that they don't know what else to do, I think, is because they are systemically incapable of getting to the root of the problem. They can't actually get rid of the DEI beast. They can't get rid of the woke beast, because to do so would be to repudiate the entirety of the post-2008, post-Barack Obama legacy, which is something that they're not capable of doing at this time. Look, when it comes to Trump's nominees, I think that they're all going to get confirmed. The only one who I had really any questions about going into the past 24 hours was Tulsi Gabbard, but the latest news out of that is that Senator Susan Collins from Maine, who is one of the squishiest Republicans in the entire caucus, she said that she's actually going to vote for Tulsi Gabbard. So unless Mitch McConnell of Kentucky can kind of cobble together some older school Republican security hawks who really don't like Tulsi Gabbard's equivalence when it comes to Edward Snowden, something that personally I'm actually not the biggest fan of that equivalence either. I don't think it's worth taking her nomination on that. But if McConnell and his allies become so aggrieved by that they can tank her, that is the only possibility I currently see that any nominee might not get through. But again, I think she's safe too. RFK Jr. is going to get through here. Pam Bondi is going to get through easily. I think Donald Trump's going to get his cabinet at this point.
Okay, we're going to come back to Tulsi Gabbard, but Brent, what are your thoughts? Because it just seems wild to see some of the line of questioning from some Democrats. Pam Bondi had to accuse a senator of bullying her. Has this been, embarrassing for the Democrat senators and in the way they've handled these hearings?
Well, the Democrats have absolutely no clue what their message is. We have a saying in American football called flood the zone, and that's when you put all the receivers out at the same time. And right now, that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing to Democrats. The second that they think they have a thread of messaging to pull on, like the Canadian and Mexico tariffs, then he puts out 6 more executive orders. And I think that's the exact same thing happening with these nominees too, is he was very wise to lay this out to where people like Kash Patel for FBI and Tulsi Gabbard for national intelligence, and RFK Jr. for health, 3 of what were considered the more controversial nominees. He put them all out at the exact same time, so Democrats couldn't just attack one, they had to attack them all. And therefore, it looks like they're just going after everybody with no cohesive message and no way to say that this is why Democrats are better or that we have a stronger stance than the Republicans do right now.